YouTube, what it do? It's your boy J So Taboo. We back with another video real quick. I want to say thank you to everybody that's messing with my channel because we is at 100 subscribers and it is real crazy. I really appreciate everybody that rock with these videos. I appreciate everybody that comment on these videos so you know what's up. You comment and I'm gonna respond to them. I appreciate everybody's response and I appreciate everybody just tuning into these videos. So this video today is gonna be a little bit of a it's gonna be a good topic. So this video, and this is gonna be a part one, I'm gonna make a part two to this. It's going to be why your oppressors, or why people of the world, especially here in America, call locks dreadlocks, and what is the meaning of it, and what's the difference of it, and why does it matter, and all that. So I'm gonna break that down in this video. I'm gonna make part two to it too, because this is something to really go deep into. So I'm gonna just educate for the people who don't know, because a lot of people just call them dreads while knowing, and you might find some people with locks that get offended by this term, and you wonder why you get offended. What's the difference? And there's a major difference, especially if you know your shit. So I'm gonna let you know. So the word dread, look up the definition of the word dread, and I'm gonna put it right here on the screen. So the word dread, it just means a lot of negative things. Like, you should know the word dread. Like, you dread something, like you dread going to school, or you dread having to deal with a certain person. It's a lot of negative emotions and feelings and just a lot of negative things. So and it's mainly associated with fear. So you just don't want to deal with it. And it's just a lot of negative terms. Okay, so when you learn that, you know that, okay, so why they call dreadlocks and who named them dreadlocks, if you know what the word dread means. And if you have a little spiritual knowledge on you, you know what spell casting is, and you know words are actually powerful. And if you label something, a certain thing, with an intent on it, it's gonna put negative energy towards that. So if you understand spell casting, you understand that is a deeper meaning to that too. So there's that. But your oppressors, when they first seen our ancestors with our hair like this, they named them dreads out of fear and out of all their every single negative emotion you could think, fear, anger, and all that, hate, jealousy, all of that was what the oppressors was thinking when they seen us with this type of hair. So they deemed it, because your oppressors named it this hair. Your oppressors named it this hair, named it that name. I'm messing up my words, y'all. Just excuse me, but your oppressors named these locks dreads, and that's why we call them dreadlocks today. And people be like, "What's the difference?" You gotta understand that your oppressors labeled that to you, to just like everything else, to make sure you stay away from it. You gotta understand they don't want you to have these. They don't want you to have these unless you're putting a bad image on them. The only time they want you to have locks is if you're putting a bad image on it. Okay, so if you got locks, you better make yourself look like a criminal. That way you inspire others not to get locks, and you inspire your own people not to get them because you're putting a negative image on it. See, and how is this accurate, Jay? So here's how it's accurate, because it's straight out of their playbook for your oppressors. It's straight out of the playbook, because anything that empowers us, they're going to deem it bad or demonic, so we can stay away from it. Let's take our African spirituality. They deem that demonic. All of our practices, cultural practices, they deem that demonic. And everything else we did, they just made a bad image on it. That way we wouldn't go to it. They made a bad image on the number 666 because they didn't want us to know that we're the only race of people with 6 protons, neutrons, and electrons, because that's the carbon code that makes up all of this, what we call melanin. But they've turned it into something else, and you can't say it around everybody, because everybody don't got that knowledge of knowing that. So it's a lack of knowledge of knowing that your ancestors called these out of fear, bro. Out of fear, because they don't want you to have them. Okay, Jay, so why don't they want you to have locks? You gotta understand, there is a spiritual meaning to locks, and I'm gonna get a little deep on it. So stay with me. The spiritual meaning to locks is, and we can take this from the Rastafarians. And the Rastafarians, their culture is when you lock your hair, because you see a lot of them locking their hair. When you lock your hair, it's a commitment to the Most High. Why is that? Understand what these locks do. They help you. And I'm gonna explain this the best way I can. So everybody has an aura, right? Everybody has an aura, or better yet, a magnetic field. It's the same thing, whichever way you wanna refer to it to. Your magnetic field or your aura. It's the same thing. So your aura, it's an aura field. These locks are like antennas. And let's take it as TVs back then. TVs used to have antennas so they could pick the frequency up better to channel in what it is they need to channel. That's no different with us. You just got to channel in the frequencies. What frequency do you want to be on and what frequency you want to channel? Also, what do you want to attract to yourself? Law of attraction. You got to attract what frequency you at. So you got to use these as coils, because these are conductor coils. And you are electrical magnetism at your highest. You are electrical magnetism. And electrical magnetism does what? Attracts what it vibrates on. So you got to see, what is it you're vibrating on? What is it you're trying to bring to you? So if you're always on nonsense and causing chaos, like maybe a random person with locks in Chicago, if you're causing chaos and always doing idiotic stuff, then that's what you're going to bring to you in your life. And it's only making it worse for you because you got locks. Because you got to understand, these are like weapons. These help you pull in the frequencies, bro. That's what you got to understand. Your oppressors push hard for you not to have this. The natives always had their hair long because it helped them hunt. It heightened their senses. How I know this is true, all hunters grow their hair long if you're a true hunter. Even the predators, we can even use predictive programming with the predators. Nobody ever really talked about why they got dreadlocks. It's not because they're trying to look cool or anything, because the only thing you think every time you see them is that them some ugly motherfuckers. You feel me? Some ugly motherfuckers. So they ain't doing it for the style of it. They doing it because it helps them hunt. And they the best hunt in their universe. They're the best hunters in their universe. And they hunt the best of the best. So that's why they have locks. Because it's the actual weapon for them. But nobody pays attention to the small detail of it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's a small detail of it, man. It's a small detail of it. But yeah, it's real facts behind this shit, man. Real facts behind this shit. But another thing, y'all. You really have to just understand that your oppressors named your locks dreads because they dreaded you. They really dreaded you. And they never wanted you to lock your hair on this, because this is just one of many things that put you back into your divinity. And it's an identity. And I want to save this for part 2, but I'm gonna just speak on it just a little bit, and then I might have to end the video. See, now there's a controversial debate on should white people have locks or not. Like, look, it's hard for me to say that y'all should have them without me feeling some type of way. But look, if you want them, you go for it. You do what you gotta do. You get them. But I'm gonna just let you know on facts on why we consider it disrespectful. Because you gotta understand why. You be like, why is it you black people get upset? So-called black people get upset all the time when white people get locks or braids and stuff. You gotta understand, man. We get mad because, for one, first off, you guys gave these a name. You guys gave this a name called dreads so that we wouldn't get near them. So that's 1. 2, all of our hair is literally a part of our identity. 3, you don't understand. This is rooted. These are our roots, and it's literally rooted within our pain and through all the bondage we have to go through, all the fuck shit we have to go through. That's what you're not understanding. When we were starting to do braids, we weren't doing it at a style. We was doing it under pressure to find a way to make mazes, to find a way through a maze just to run away from y'all when slave patrol was on our ass. So that's why we did braids, and eventually it became a style. That's how cold we is, though. We invented a style unintentionally while trying to get away from the ops. And now, so you know, it's a popular style. You got to understand, we get upset because we have reason to wear them. Y'all don't got reason to wear them. But you know, hey, if you do it, it is what it is. I'm just going to say you look goofy, but you do what you want. You know, it is what it is, but I'm going to speak facts regardless. And the fact is, it's just, that's why we consider it offensive. You could talk about how the Vikings had it and all these other cultures had it, but and y'all weren't the only ones that have it. Listen here, bro. For carbonated people with melanin in their skin, it don't matter if you're Hawaiian, Jamaican, it don't matter, none of that. You all shared the same ancestors, and you was indigenous to and aboriginal to every land on this earth before any other race was here. You was the first people here. So therefore, you influenced every single culture. This world doesn't run without our influence. We influence everything. We were the first ones to rock this. You gotta understand, we were the first ones to rock this. You can look it up. I think I got an image of how they found these combs in ancient Egypt. That lets you know who was already there, but we ain't even gonna get into that. If you still arguing about who was there first and you don't know who was actually there, then I don't know what to say to you. But that's proof right there that we was already doing this before anybody else was thinking about it. So it's just about, it's about our hair in general, but specifically locks. But when you deem these names and put dreads on them, it's a slap in the face. You say, oh, we can't have these, and then you wear them, and then we get mad. We can't have them at jobs because they're unprofessional. But then y'all, the same ones who get it, another reason why we get upset is because you say we're so primitive, savage, and that we add none to civilization, but yet and still it's our art and everything, and it's our hairstyles that y'all try to mimic. Y'all don't start doing this until y'all see us rocking it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being real with you. I ain't trying to, and a disclaimer real quick. I'm not bullying anybody. I ain't trying to start nothing. I'm just speaking facts. Because a lot of people ain't educated on this. These are facts. And some white people, maybe they're not trying to be racist or bogus, but they just don't know better and they don't know the facts. And the facts is that we had this style, bro. It's an identity. See, back then, with our ancestors, was if you had these locks, people already knew what frequency you was on. People already knew what timing you was on, bro. It was an identity. It's like that with the Rastafarians. If you have your hair locked, you already know where they stand with their spirituality. That's the facts, bro. That's the facts. That is the facts. But I'm going to go a little deeper into this topic on part 2. I just wanted y'all to get y'all a little knowledge on that, because a lot of people really don't know that the word dreads is offensive. Now, for me, personally, I know the people who just don't know better, so I let them pass. But for the people that know better, don't say dreads. Say locks. Say locks. At least say dreadlocks. But you shouldn't be saying dread at all, because if you know spell casting, then you know that you shouldn't be saying that word. Or no hateful words at all. So anyways, that's the video, y'all. I'm about to end the video. Again, appreciate the 100 subscribers. Let's keep going. Let's aim for 500 next. 500 next, y'all. I'm going to keep releasing content. I need y'all to keep, tuning into it. And we gonna keep going crazy. Peace, y'all.